Hey everybody, this is Graydon Bulick. I'm here with head coach of the SWOSU football team, Chet Pobolish, on National Signing Day. Coach, how do you feel today went?
Great. With the pandemic and everything, recruiting changed quite a bit. So we felt like, we were really ahead of the ball. Weren't any surprises today. My staff did an outstanding job, not only identifying student athletes that would fit in here, but making sure they took care of their business. The first sign of your recruiting class is how they follow directions with getting in their paperwork. And I was very pleased with how that went today.
So you alluded to COVID and how that has changed recruiting in the last year. Kind of break that down for us, how you and your staff really handled it and adapted and changed the way you recruit because of the COVID regulations and stipulations.
Well, when they shut spring ball down, we immediately got together and as we always do, and as I always do, we took what potentially could have been a negative and said, what can we gain from this? What positives can come out of this? And one thing we really felt that what an opportunity was with recruiting. We were able to identify a large majority of our recruiting class in March and April. Probably 95% of the guys that we signed, we had offered by June. So we've had long relationships with these kids. And again, it's going to change the way we recruit moving forward. The other good thing is we were limited with visits. Small groups where usually on a weekend you have 25 kids in a day. We limited us to 5, and that was even rare. We tried to not even go to 5. We were usually around 4. So we really got to get to know the people and the young men and their parents when they got here more intimately. And so I think that was definitely a benefit for us because, as you know, Graydon, we sell ourselves. We don't sell them shiny things. We sell them the relationships that we're going to have and the relationships, how we're going to take care of them and how they're going to get a degree. And I felt we were able to do that more personally this year than in previous years.
So, Coach, kind of break down the positions. I have here you signed 8 receivers, you signed 8 O-linemen, and then the next 2 were defensive linemen and outside linebackers, both at 4. How were you guys really able to focus in on those positions, and what really led you to that?
Again, we were able to be pretty specific with the, we're going to have limited numbers. We have a small senior class. Everybody got another year of eligibility. So we had to make sure that we were very specific with our needs. We had some attrition at the offensive line position, so we had to pick up some numbers there. Our wide receiver group is our most senior laden group on the team. We'll lose a few starters there, so I wanted to make sure we got some depth and some young kids in there to develop. And then just some spots here and there that we had to fill some spots. We had to sign a corner or 2 just to gain some depth. We didn't need safeties. We didn't go out and look for a bunch of safeties. We have a lot of depth there and a lot of young depth there. So we were we were really specific. And by doing that allowed us to get some very talented players, but also young men that will really fit in Weatherford, Oklahoma, and really be a good representation of the Bulldogs.
And then now going by kind of the state breakdown of it all, you have 19 from Oklahoma, you have 18 from Texas, and then 1 from each of the next 3 states, California, Colorado, and Kansas. I know here at Southwestern, it's a huge deal to really be able to grab kids, to sign players, from Oklahoma. How important is that for you and your staff to really establish yourself as a major recruiter of Oklahoma?
It's extremely important. And even the Texas kids, what we do is we draw a circle 250 miles around Weatherford, and we recruit within that circle. And that includes Dallas, Texas Panhandle, and all of Oklahoma. So, we want kids to come here and feel like they fit in, they can fit in West Oklahoma. We also think it's important for their parents to be able to come see them play and come visit the institution. So, again, it allows us to not only evaluate them, but to actually go see them. Any further than that, we feel it's unnecessary. There's enough talent in that area. And then we have a lot of ties in Kansas, you probably know. I went to college in Kansas. Coach McClellan and Coach Hennis are in Kansas. So we'll continue to recruit Kansas because we have ties there, but not heavily. We just signed 1 kid from Kansas. And that's pretty much how we do it. So, yeah, Oklahoma is extremely important. And it's important because those are the people that come watch our games, right? Their mom and dad and aunt and uncle, and that's how we want it to be.
Now, Coach, kind of moving toward the mid-year guys. There were 4 on the list that I have here that signed early and have showed up to campus already. What kind of did you lead them to that decision? Did they make that decision on their own? How did that work? And are you. How are they doing so far with this semester?
Great. All of them should be, major contributors, and that's why you bring in mid-year kids. You bring them in because they can come in and play. Again, without losing eligibility and scholarships, we weren't able to bring in much, so we took the scholarship money we had available and tried to sign a few kids to gain some depth in order to, go through the spring.
Well, Coach Pobolish, thank you for taking time out of your day. I know today's been really busy. Started around 8 a.m. this morning. I know you got practice soon. Congrats on another great signing day, and good luck the rest of this semester and then next season.
Thanks, Graydon. Go Dogs.